For years, we haven't given our feet much thought. I've always focused on the larger systems, the heart, the mind, the diet. But I started to notice something. Friends who struggled with balance, who shuffled when they should have walked, who wobbled on curbs or stairs, often had something in common. It wasn't just their age. It was the condition of their feet. And that's when I made a silent promise to myself: every morning, no matter how tired I am, I'll devote a foot practice that I want to share with you. Today, we'll share a set of exercises and interesting methods for seeing the mobility of your feet, while sharing a lot of important information. So subscribe and like to promote the content. Let's get started. 10-minute practice. Every morning, no matter how tired I am, I devote 10 minutes of care to my feet. Not as a luxury, but as a form of fundamental maintenance. Just like brushing your teeth without fail, this foot routine became part of my survival kit, and over time, I noticed something amazing. I wasn't just avoiding pain or preventing falls. I was sleeping better. My balance improved. I felt energized. It's not hard. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't have to be as flexible as a dancer. All you need is a chair, a towel, some warm water, and your attention. Let me walk you through my process, one step at a time. Step 1, the warm welcome, 2 minutes. I begin with a basin of warm water, not hot, but comfortably warm, like a gentle spring morning. This is the moment of pause. I let my feet soak for about 2 minutes while I sit quietly and breathe. Why does this matter? Warm water gently dilates the blood vessels in your feet, improving circulation. And circulation is the unsung hero of mobility. When blood flows freely to the extremities, it brings oxygen and nutrients to tired muscles, warms stiff joints, and prepares your nerves to respond. If you've ever felt like your feet were asleep or cold in the morning, poor circulation might be to blame. During this soak, the skin softens, especially around the heels and between the toes, areas that are prone to calluses and fungal buildup if neglected. You can even add a pinch of Epsom salt if your feet tend to swell or ache. Epsom salts are rich in magnesium, which not only soothes muscles but may also ease inflammation, a quiet but persistent contributor to joint discomfort in older adults. Step 2, the gentle cleanse, 2 minutes. After the soak, I gently clean each foot with a soft cloth. I pay particular attention to the spaces between my toes, areas that are often forgotten but are a breeding ground for moisture and bacteria. Why this matters? Many people, especially in later years, develop minor fungal infections, between the toes, under the nails, around cracked heels. These might not seem like much at first, but over time they can weaken the skin barrier, reduce sensation, and in more vulnerable individuals, lead to infections that affect mobility. Thorough cleansing also stimulates the skin and prepares it for the next step, massage. A quick note here: always dry your feet completely. Moisture trapped between toes can invite athlete's foot or fungal infections. I use a soft towel and gently pat each area dry, especially in the folds. Step 3, the circulation boost, 3 minutes. This is the heart of the ritual, the massage. You don't need special oils or creams, though I do recommend using a light moisturizer afterward to prevent cracked heels. What matters is pressure, movement, and intention. Using the thumbs of both hands, I start at the ball of the foot and work my way slowly down to the heel, applying small circular pressure. Then, I move to the arch, using my knuckles or thumbs to stroke along its curve. Lastly, I stretch each toe slightly, rolling them between my fingers. This small act does several important things. Stimulates blood flow. Your feet have over 7,000 nerve endings. Stimulating them sends a cascade of signals to the brain, boosting alertness and circulation. Supports balance and sensation. Many falls happen not because of muscle weakness but because the foot doesn't properly register the floor. Regular massage keeps nerve endings engaged, supporting better balance and proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. Reduces swelling and discomfort. Massage encourages lymphatic drainage, your body's natural detox system, and helps reduce the kind of puffiness or stiffness that builds up overnight. I'll admit, this was the step that surprised me most. Once I began doing it daily, I noticed fewer aches in my knees, less fatigue after standing, and something unexpected, I felt calmer. Foot massage stimulates pressure points that affect not just your legs, but also your lower back and even your internal organs. This is something both modern science and ancient reflexology have observed. A word on nutrition, quick tip. While we're here, don't underestimate the role of food in this equation. Muscles don't stay strong on massage alone. Every morning, I make sure I've had a source of magnesium and potassium, vital minerals for muscle relaxation, nerve health, and energy regulation. Some days it's a banana. Other days, a handful of almonds, or a bit of avocado on toast. Magnesium especially helps reduce nighttime cramps and morning stiffness, issues many of us attribute to aging, but which are often nutrient-based. And if you use supplements, keep it simple: magnesium glycinate, gentler on the stomach, a basic multivitamin, and omega-3s from flax or fish oil to reduce inflammation. This is only the beginning. In the next part, I'll share how foot health connects to your brain and sleep quality, and why this tiny ritual helps you stay on your feet mentally and physically. Moving on to the next subpoint of our video, I never imagined that my feet had anything to do with how clearly I think or how deeply I sleep. For the longest time, I believed mental sharpness came from puzzles and reading, and that good sleep required a dark room and soft pillows. All of that still matters, but I've since learned that the story begins much lower than we think. At ground level, in fact. After I started taking foot care seriously each morning, I noticed a curious change, not in my feet, but in my mind. I felt more present during the day. My energy had a different rhythm, less jittery in the morning, more steady through the afternoon. And perhaps most strikingly, I began sleeping more deeply. Let me explain why this happens. There's more science behind it than people realize. Your feet, a direct line to the nervous system. We often forget that the bottom of the foot is one of the most densely packed sensory regions in the body. Over 200,000 nerve endings connect your feet to your spinal cord, which then links directly to your brain. These nerves are not just there for touch, they help your body regulate balance, spatial awareness, and even stress response. When you stimulate these nerves, through massage, through warm water, through movement, you're essentially waking up a part of the brain called the somatosensory cortex. That's the area responsible for body awareness and processing touch. This stimulation isn't just physical, it has mental effects too. By spending a few minutes each morning activating this area, you send calming, rhythmic signals through the nervous system. It tells your brain, you're safe, you're grounded, you're awake. That's why this morning foot ritual often helps reduce feelings of anxiety, confusion, or morning fog. I can't count how many days I started in a blur of grogginess, only to find myself sharper and more focused by the time I'd finished my 10-minute ritual. Improved sleep begins in the morning. It might sound strange, but how you treat your feet in the morning affects how well you sleep at night. One reason is blood flow. If you improve circulation early in the day, especially to the extremities, you help regulate your body's temperature rhythm. Your core body temperature needs to drop slightly at night to trigger sleep hormones like melatonin. Good morning circulation makes this process more efficient. There's also something called the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. Gentle foot massage activates this calming branch of the nervous system. When you start your day this way, you set a tone of physical relaxation that carries through the day. By bedtime, your body is already primed to unwind. I've personally found that on the mornings when I skip my foot routine, rushed, distracted, or forgetful, my sleep that night is lighter, more broken. But when I take the time, even if it's just 7 minutes instead of 10, I sleep deeper and wake up less. Balance, fear, and falling. Now let me speak plainly about something that haunts many of us as we age, the fear of falling. You don't realize how fragile confidence is until the first time you hesitate at a curb, or when you notice you're avoiding stairs without a handrail. The danger isn't just the fall itself, it's the anticipation of the fall. It changes how we move, how we walk, even how we think about our bodies. This is where morning foot care becomes more than hygiene or pampering. It's practice for balance. When you massage your feet, stretch your toes, and engage with the sensations of pressure and motion, you're fine-tuning your proprioception, your internal GPS. That's the system that tells your brain where your body is in space. When that system weakens, people begin to shuffle instead of lifting their feet. They take shorter steps. They turn corners more cautiously. But when you stimulate your feet daily, you help this system stay sharp. Your brain receives more accurate feedback about your stance, your step, your footing. And that confidence spills into your day. Here's what I recommend adding to the routine. Once your feet are clean and massaged, stand up. Hold on to a chair if needed. And do this. Lift one foot a half inch off the ground and hold for 5 seconds. Put it down, then repeat with the other foot. Do 3 rounds of this. That's it. It's simple, but powerful. You're not just testing your balance, you're telling your brain, I can do this. That's how you begin to rebuild confidence in movement. A brief word on shoes and support. Your foot care shouldn't end at the bathroom door. What you put on your feet matters. Soft insoles, firm arches, and a wide toe box. These are not just comfort features, they are stability tools. A well-supported foot can align the knees, reduce lower back strain, and improve posture. Each morning after my foot ritual, I put on a pair of house shoes with solid soles and slight heel support. I wear them around the house, not because I'm afraid of falling, but because I respect my foundation. Avoid slippers with floppy soles or ones that slide off. Your foot should feel embraced, not floating. A good shoe is like a handshake for your soul. It should feel firm, reassuring, and supportive. There's something I often say to friends who are starting to worry about their legs feeling weaker, or who hesitate before getting out of a chair. Your strength doesn't leave you all at once, it slips away through your feet. That may sound dramatic, but I assure you, it's not. Most of the mobility challenges we associate with aging, unsteady walking, aching knees, slower reflexes, begin not in the knees, but in the soles. And the longer we ignore them, the more our leg muscles quietly deteriorate. It's not just about comfort. It's about keeping your independence. So today, I want to finish this ritual by showing you how a few simple morning foot exercises can strengthen your legs, boost your confidence, and help prevent the devastating spiral that starts with just one fall. Why leg weakness starts in the foot? Let me explain something crucial here. Your feet are your base. They absorb the force of every step, stabilize your ankles, and send constant signals to your brain about balance and surface texture. When foot muscles weaken, something that happens gradually after 60, the load shifts to your shins, your knees, and your hips. Over time, this creates overuse, wear, and instability. But the more shocking truth is this: once foot muscles shrink, your body loses its ability to support itself properly. This leads to a phenomenon called compensatory movement. You start using your thighs and back to stand, your arms to push yourself off the couch. It's subtle at first, but it signals to your body that you're losing lower body strength. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. That's why I make foot strengthening part of my 10-minute ritual, and why I think you should too. The final 3 minutes, strengthening and stretching. These simple movements are done seated or standing, depending on your ability. You don't need a gym. You need your attention and a little consistency. 1. Toe flexes and squeezes, 1 minute. While seated, place your feet flat on the floor. Now lift your toes off the ground and hold for 5 seconds, then relax. Do this 10 times. Next, scrunch your toes like you're picking up a towel, then release. Why it helps: this strengthens the intrinsic muscles of your feet, tiny muscles responsible for stability, arch support, and balance. 2. Heel raises, 1 minute. While holding onto a chair or countertop, slowly raise your heels off the ground so you're standing on your toes. Hold for 5 seconds, then lower. Repeat 10 times. Why it helps: This builds the calf muscles and improves ankle stability, which is essential for walking confidently and avoiding stumbles. 3. Ankle circles, 1 minute. Seated again, lift one foot and rotate your ankle in slow, controlled circles, 5 times clockwise, 5 times counterclockwise. Switch feet. Why it helps. Ankle mobility is often forgotten, yet it's vital for navigating uneven ground, turning corners, and responding quickly to slips. These 3 minutes complete your ritual. You've now warmed, cleaned, stimulated, massaged, and strengthened the foundation that carries you through every day. The bigger picture, preventing the downward spiral. If you've ever seen a friend or loved one lose their independence after a fall, you know how quickly things can change. First, there's the injury, then the recovery in bed. Muscles shrink, confidence fades, movement slows. But here's the secret no one tells you: most of those falls can be prevented, not with pills or rails or luck, but with strength and sensation. That's what this morning ritual is really about. Not just foot health. Not just comfort. It's about preserving your dignity. Staying in your own home longer. Walking to the mailbox without fear. Enjoying a stroll in the garden without a cane. Dancing slowly at a wedding, standing tall at the stove, climbing stairs without wincing. All of that starts with the strength beneath you. One last thought on nutrition and foot health. If you're truly serious about keeping your feet and legs strong, don't forget to feed your muscles. Here are some daily essentials I swear by. Magnesium, found in oats, spinach, almonds, calms the nervous system and prevents cramps. Potassium, from bananas, avocados, sweet potatoes, supports muscle contractions and nerve signals. Vitamin D, from eggs, mushrooms, or a supplement, helps with bone density and muscle strength. Anti-inflammatory foods, like turmeric, berries, and olive oil, reduce silent inflammation that leads to stiffness and fatigue. A foot massage won't do much if your cells are starving for minerals. Think of it this way: if your muscles are the engine, nutrition is the fuel. In closing, a ritual of respect. Every time I finish this 10-minute ritual, I feel different. Not just in my feet, but in my posture, my confidence, my pace. It's not magic. It's maintenance. And in aging, maintenance is what gives you freedom. So tomorrow morning, before you pour your coffee, take 10 minutes for your feet. Clean them. Stimulate them. Strengthen them. And thank them. They've carried you this far. With care, they'll carry you farther than you think. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to our community so as not to miss new videos especially for you. Do not forget to share your opinion and wishes about the next video in the comments.